Why is this team going to be different than last year's team?
Well, I think, from some of the bumps and bruises we got last year, I think it'll make us a little bit tougher and a little bit more aware and hopefully a sense of urgency to be better. Um, but, they've got a year of experience under their belt, the sophomore class does. I've been very happy with our three seniors, in McHugh, Hudnall, and Montiago, that they've done a good job leading this group. And it's been a little bit more businesslike. And so we'll see as far as, like I said, what that does as far as creating a sense of urgency. But, we still have one player that has that has earned 3 letters. I think we have 4 players that have earned 2 letters, and everybody else is only lettered once or they're a newcomer. So, even our 3 seniors, 2 of them have only earned 1 letter. So it's not like they have a lot of experience, but they have a lot of experience playing baseball. They're older, and they do understand the game.
You've probably been a little bit more strict with them, I would imagine, and they've accepted that well and taken a more business-like off-season approach into practices here the last few days.
Absolutely, yes, and it's been part of the package, and they got that speech at the end of last spring, and so they knew what they were in for. And but I think they like the structure. I think that they like that the workouts have been harder. I think that does build a sense of camaraderie and making sacrifices together. I think brings the team together, and I think it helps build the confidence level. So this team will definitely be ready when it's go time. And we've got to have some of those younger guys still step up in the sophomore and freshman class.
What was that speech like, and what did you tell them that you felt like you really needed to see?
Well, I think just everything. I mean, from the really just starting at the base level and the foundation, that energy, effort, and enthusiasm has to be there consistently every day. We may have started a weekend with it, we may have started a game with it, but we didn't finish too many 9 innings or definitely weekends, with great energy, effort, and enthusiasm, I thought, through the whole process. And the positive attitude and the maturity level. Those are the 3 things that I look for in the foundation. And then with that, then I think you can have perseverance and team unity and some of those things that are going to allow you to overachieve. Our skill level, is going to be at at a Division I level. I think we're going to be able to compete, but for us to be able to overachieve, you've got to have those intangibles, and it starts with that positive attitude, maturity level, and then the passion, which I describe as energy, effort, and enthusiasm.
Just why do you think this team's going to be different than last year's?
I mean, we were, some people would say we were young, but we had 14 freshmen last year that, for the most part, everyone got to play. Everyone got experience, especially on the pitching staff. I mean, you look at Minch and Lutz and Kenny, those guys who got a ton of innings last year. Lutz especially was, the main guy out of the bullpen, and all of them have seemed to improve. So I think definitely having that depth with the experience will definitely help us out this year.
Was last year pretty difficult? I mean, to have so much inexperience and go through the losses the way you guys did after having the championship year the year before?
Yeah, I mean, and Coach Schreiber made it known that that's not the expectation too here. So yeah, we're definitely not trying to repeat last year, but we've put it behind us and we're ready for a new year.
How has this offseason been different than last year?
I think it's just kind of that reiteration of, there's a fire in everyone's belly to not have the season we had last year. And, I think a lot of people kind of woke up after last year and realized that, that isn't the expectation here, and we are going to win games. So, the off-season workouts have been a lot harder, and people have been coming in and doing early work and extra work. So,
Schreiber's been a little bit more strict. Maybe back to the old Schreiber.
From the older guys that used to be here, I don't think even I experienced old Schreibers, but yeah, a little bit from my freshman year, you could say.
You think that's good for you guys, though, a little bit? I mean, you want to do better than obviously last year. Maybe some of that.
Yeah, definitely the discipline.
Yeah.
You could tell from the 2012 team that with those older guys, that had experienced old Schreibers, they had the discipline and the trust built up with them. So when I was young, I didn't really get to experience old Schreibers, but definitely he's kind of putting his foot back on the gas with us, and the discipline is definitely there. So it's definitely good for us, and I think it'll only help in the future.
You're one of 3 seniors on the team. Just what does it mean to be one of the leaders on this ballpark?
Yeah, I've always been used to being kind of the young kid. I came in with a class of 5 that got whittled down really quick. But I feel like I've done a good job stepping up along with Hudnall and Maniago. I mean, Schreiber leans on us a lot to to get these kids going and show them, the ropes of Purdue baseball. And I think we've done a good job.
I mentioned the team's defense may be one of the strengths of this team. Just how do you feel you guys will do defensively?
I feel like we're going to do really good defensively. I think BK is going to be switching to shortstop position, which right now I saw him play in the fall, and he played unbelievable shortstop. And then all of our outfield mostly returns, and then most of our infielders are returning and it's strong. I think might be playing second base this year, which I think he'll do a good job at second base. And Sean maybe catching again this year, which I mean he's obviously one of the best catchers when he played in the Cape a couple summers ago. So our defense will be a really strong point for us this year.
Personally, where's your comfort level now, having been a year with the program versus this time last year?
Well, since I came from a junior college, last year was a new experience for me. I mean, coming from a small school and coming to a school like this was definitely a huge step. And now with a year under my belt, I feel a lot more confident, especially to start the season. I feel more of like a leadership role for the team right now, and I'm pretty excited just to get this thing rolling on.
I feel like your freshman year was a good building block, for you to be able to, do even better things this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a good freshman year, and I'm looking to do a lot better.
What do you think about the staff?
The staff, I mean, we have some good guys. Kenny's really stepped up, Lutz, Eddie, Taylor Riva, and it's just going to be off Woody and Paco if they can stay healthy. I think we'll have a really solid weekend rotation with me, Paco, and Woody.
Yeah.
How big is it for Connor coming back after the elbow injury?
No, it's huge. He's been working his butt off. He had a setback in the fall with his knee. He would have been ready by now, but he's not 100% yet. But I'm excited. I've never seen him throw in person, but I heard he's damn good. So.
Do you feel like that, if that turns out to be the rotation and you're all healthy, you feel like that's a good, trio to get you guys started through the weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt.
Yeah. Kyle Wood was in and out pitching last year just because of coming off the injury.
Yeah.
Just from what you've seen of him this year, do you feel like he's going to be ready to go and give you guys a good weekend start?
Woody's a bulldog. I play with him in summer ball, and he attacks hitters. He's not going to blow it by you, but he's got really good stuff. And like I said, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be really good for us.
You feel deeper as a staff this year than a year ago?
Yeah, without a doubt. With the experience that we have with Lutz, I mean, he set the record for most appearances as a freshman. He's back. Tim McElroy had a really good fall, so it's hard throwing lefty out of the pen that we need. And then Pat Kenny that he can shut it down for us in the end.
Yeah.
We've been told that there's some old Coach Schreiber so far this year.
Well, of course, because Coach Schreiber's getting older. Yeah, it's refreshing for me, and I don't know if it's refreshing for them, but it's just been, again, I think when you build trust, and with that group of guys that won the Big Ten title in 2012, from 2010 and 11 and 12, those guys really worked hard and really built a big sense of trust. And when I trust those guys, then you can let the reins loose a little bit. And last year, I probably let the reins stay a little bit loose when these guys hadn't earned that trust. So it all went back to earning the trust. And I think to earn that trust, they've got to, and it's a two-way street. I've got to earn their trust. They've got to earn my trust. And so it's kind of back to the basics and putting the nose to the grindstone a little bit.